Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. My name is Tom Connors, and today I'm going to review All Eyez on Me, which arrives in stores on Blu-ray and DVD just before the anniversary of the untimely death of Tupac Shakur.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is, and it's like, nobody ever stopped.
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth, can't help it. I talk from my heart, I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes.
Tupac, go ahead and rock this.
Now I clown around when I hang around with the underground. Girls used to frown, say I'm down when I come around. You know they got me trapped in this prison of seclusion.
Every generation has its music legends, those who went too soon. My generation had Eazy-E, Kurt Cobain, and of course Tupac Shakur, arguably one of the most influential and prolific rappers of all time.
And only underground funk bumping out of my trunk. Little life of a hustler, high till I die. Need all respect to those who break their neck to keep their hopes in check, cause though they sweat a brother majorly. And I don't know why your girl keeps paging me.
By the time he was 25, he had 9 platinum albums and had been in 7 films. Tupac was also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame earlier this year.
My eyes, I see visions, and even with this thug living, will I escape prison? Me and my mama had beef 17.
Tupac's music crossed boundaries, spoke about the life he lived as the son of revolutionists and one of the premier gangster rappers, bringing the message of truth about the streets to the masses. Tupac's story is full of tragedy and triumph and is perfect for a movie. Though it seemed to languish in development hell for years, the success of Straight Outta Compton in 2015 fast-tracked Shakur's biopic to the big screen.
So now I got a throwaway floating in my black bin, trying to do a show a day. They wonder how I live with 5 shots. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus,
Tupac's music crossed boundaries, spoke about the life he lived as the son of revolutionists and one of the premier gangster rappers, bringing the message of truth about the streets to the masses. Only a modest success in theaters and mired by a copyright dispute from Kenneth Powell, and also both admiration and detractions from those who knew Tupac about how the film portrays the events and people in it. More on that in a moment. Let's get into the story. The film begins with Tupac in prison and being interviewed as we are rushed through the early years of young Shakur's life, raised by black revolutionists and growing up around crime and drugs.
We must speak for them because everybody knows that all people don't have freedom.
As a young man, he strived to be a performer, an actor, a rapper, and a poet with what seems to be like unlimited ambition.
What is you doing, man? Gotta change. What? Just stay on the sideline, pay your dues. Either I do my own thing, or I'm out.
Well, then bounce. And one more thing. Just with you, God. Come on, man.
don't do with me like that, man.
Young Tupac quickly rises in the industry from backup for Digital Underground to his own solo career and a very talented film actor.
But now, you're right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a.
Aspects of his early life seem to follow him into adulthood, though, and his reputation causes him to be the icon of controversy and a target by authorities, while he also struggles with the business, along with responsibility of his message and the legacy he carried with his name through his art. The movie takes us through these events like a Cliff Notes version of Tupac's life. This unfortunately is one of the few problems this movie has, that despite having all the rights to all of Shakur's music, and for the most part is well casted, it isn't quite the film that the icon deserves.
Your Honor, throughout this entire case, you haven't looked me in my eyes once. But you spent hours poring over my tattoos, days debating about what my lyrics mean. Still never looking at me. The man, the person. It's obvious you're not in search of justice. So there's no point in me asking for a lighter sentence. As far as I'm concerned, there's no justice being served here. So do what you want to do, because I'm not in your hands. I'm in God's hands.
Newcomer Demetrius Shipp Jr. takes on the insurmountable task of being the rapper and thespian. Though he looks like Tupac, he doesn't have his charisma or power.
Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. Soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing hoochie screaming, fiending for money and alcohol, the life of a West Side player with cows out and a strong ball. Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is where they put they Mac down. Give me love.
Unfortunately, the film also feels very rushed, cheap, and slightly above made-for-cable quality in the production. As decent as most of the cast is, it's sad to see such a great opportunity go to waste with a very mediocre film at best. When it comes to biopics and true stories like this, it's tough to judge them like a normal fiction-based film. It's all about how the subjects are handled, if it feels sincere, and if not, at least mostly accurate where it counts.
Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted. Beat the weakness in the rap game and sold it. Bow down, pray to God, hoping that it's this.
Casting and acting choices are a bigger deal and have less room for exploration and leave themselves wide open for critique, especially if there's plenty of reference material available for an individual or event. People just expect more. Acronyms also drive some nuts like myself, but can be overlooked if the film is still well handled. All Eyez on Me is one of those cases where you can tell it was made more to cash in on the success of Straight Outta Compton more so than to actually tell Tupac's story. It's not a bad movie at the same time, just a jumbled mess, and though it's not hard to follow, by the way the film is presented, the short cuts are glaring, and so are the horrible cuts. The way the story is presented in trying to fit in events more than an actual narrative. Even though throughout there is a narration by Tupac, it still feels disjointed and disconnected a lot of the time.
Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some mark-ass bitches. We keep on coming while we running for your jewels. Steady gunning, keep on busting at them fools. You know the rules. Little Caesar ain't nothing but a gangsta bug.
Most of the musical performances aren't really believable, and most of the blame must fall on the production quality and the director, Benny Boom, who has only handled B-movie fare to this point, and nothing of notation. This movie really lacks a clear vision and feels very generic.
Come on, bro. Y'all can't be serious, man. Come on, man. Get your hand off me, man. What you mean? Come on, dog. What you doing, man?
All in all, if you're a fan of Tupac, you will appreciate it, and if you're interested in the artist, it will give you an overview of his story. Unfortunately, I have a hard time recommending the film to anyone who isn't invested in Shakur though. The best I can give the movie is 6 out of 10 stars, and stress once again that Tupac deserves a much better film.
If you like this video, then please hit that subscribe button. Due to recent changes made by YouTube, we also encourage all of our subscribers, both new and old, to please hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button as well, so you will be notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure to check back for news and analysis of the happenings and corporate politics behind the scenes of your favorite genre movies, as well as explorations of your favorite characters and their backgrounds and context here at Midnight's Edge After Dark.